Okay, so today we are going to replace the neck cork of our saxophone. You will need a few supplies for this. A block of some sort helps when you're cutting your cork. You'll need a piece of cork, 3/64 or 1/16 thickness. You can get that at a craft store. You will need a ruler and a fresh razor blade. So what we're gonna do first is we're gonna take off the cork, which I've already done. And there are two ways to do this. You can put a flame down the center, wait for it to heat off and slide it off. Or you can take a pair of pliers very loosely at the end of your cork, very loosely, and twist very loosely as the cork will fall off. I did it to save time. So now we're gonna cut and measure. Then we grab our cork, we line it up, and we're gonna put our saxophone neck, we're gonna use the previous cork as a guide. So I just kind of line it up with the bottom of the cork, and I make a little whisker mark with my razor blade. And now I have like a little whisker mark. And what we do is we'll take our ruler and we'll cut that part off. And we will add a bevel. A bevel is what we will use for when we wrap this around. It will help the cork stick better. To cut a bevel, you just line it up to the edge. Take your razor blade at an angle. It helps if it's a fresh one. It does not have to be straight. Then we're going to take our cork cement, and we make our cork cement using this all-purpose cement, and we mix it with all-purpose cement thinner. The thinner your cork cement, the faster it dries. And you can mix it up in a little can. Then you're going to paint your bevel, flip it over, and paint your neck. Again, going down to the witness mark from the previous cork. The thinner, the better. After you've painted everything, you're going to wait for it to dry. You will know when it is dry because the glossy part of the cork will turn matte. See how it's not very glossy anymore? After you think both sides are pretty dry, it's usually good to wait 5 minutes in between each, but my cork cement is very thin because I just made it. So I'm going to take the seam side of the neck, and I'm going to place my bevel part on there, line it up, push down on your bevel, and walk your cork across. Just for good measure, it's always good to kind of roll it on that little block that you have. And you take your razor blade and you will cut it again at an angle. It works really good if you have a fresh razor blade. With a little extra bit at the top. Then you will sand this to fit, and that's how you change your neck cork.